we have people already watching, waiting. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Yeah, good evening, guys. Those on YouTube, I thank you for maybe you were anticipating it for us. Thanks. Yeah, Mazi Ezifai Chuku, thank you, my brother. Please help me share it, and if you can start a watch party with it, you do. I've tried severally to start a watch party here. I couldn't. I'm trying, and I can't. Zita Buchidalu. Yeah. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Like yesterday I did a video addressing guys on YouTube. I thank you for joining me online. Well done. Revolution now, of course. I did a video addressed to Femi Fanikade. Others. Lucky. So well done, my brother. Welcome. Please let me share the video, guys. Let me share it and invite our people. Invite them to join. Let me name someone, please. 1 minute. Just give me a minute. I can't. Oh. So I did a video about I addressed to Femi Fanikade yesterday, and as Providence would have it, we did well, and people turned up. I got some people called me, people I wouldn't want to mention their names, and what they told me was very, very encouraging. I liked it, and they told me that I was dead on the money. I told them I know, and I don't want to go deep, but today let me go to what I came to talk about today. I came to address my brother, Nnamdi Kanu. One go. As I'm not gathering the boon. I'm na Oshi's week. We are here, Dr. Sadi. Ndokwa. They have a book by Biakutorium on Uju. Manoki just where the kinds of sick eme otu a. Ọ na ọ da go n'okwu ifugo n'ibu ibu n'ubu ka ọ dị ọkụkọ ọkpụkpụ ụmụ ọka o si adị biko kata obi ọ ya bụ ụjọ onye ọbụla nne na nna dị ndụ na-enwe akpọ ọ ga-esi na eme ahụ ma taa, especially ndị nke ha na-aya ahụ. Nne m anwụbeghị, nna m anwụbeghị, amaghị m ka o si efi mana from otu nsifu ndị o metụrụ ọ na-ewute. No. And I want to use this opportunity to extend my father's sympathy to you. I want to extend his condolences. He's a big fan of yours. And if he was here, he would have told you himself. I know he may be watching. But today I came to give my piece of advice and tell you what I think should be the way forward to save our people, to save Nigerians, and to save Africa at large. If you notice, in every country in Africa, there is a figure or two rising to challenge the status quo, to challenge the powers that be. They came, okay, yeah, say speak louder. There's something going on. It's a great awakening. I would say for the first time in the last 40 years in Africa, there is a great mass uprising against the government. Hardly any country in Africa you can point to that is not going through one revolution or another. And that's as a result of years and years of mismanagement. After mismanagement. Subsequent administrations will be worse than the ones they met. And in some cases, one person will stay forever. Look at what's happening in Uganda and other places in Africa, which is not what we're going to discuss today, which is not what I want to talk to you about. I really want to talk to you about our people. And I want you to know this. As a brother, one brother to another, I want you to know that Israel will not help you. Israel has never been our friend. They will never be our friend. The only thing they will use you to do is distract and use you as an attack dog against the government of Nigeria. It may not be Buhari. Buhari will come and go. Another person will come in and they want to use you against them. Now ask yourself this. Since you were freed, have they said much about the people that were still that are still in detention right now? Across Nigeria, everywhere in Nigeria, you see our people in Agodi prison. Things are hard as they are already. Things are seriously hard right now. There are people who will have to save money. They will have to eat once some days just to save enough money to go see their people in prison. As you may know, no stranger to it, you know that Buhari doesn't care about what anybody says or what anybody does. If he's not pushed beyond to the limit and he sees that there is a real backlash coming, he wouldn't do it. For him to release Showore, it was the fiasco, the eyesore that was his arrest and the court. I don't know if it's court of appeal or what, but I know it's inside within a courtroom. They came and snatched him away. Let me tell you what I believe made them leave Showore. If you notice, a lot of US senators and members of Congress, Senator Cory Booker, Bob Menendez, Chuck Schumer, you look at all those people. They didn't just pen their signature there without consulting the people they should consult. And I can tell you that most certainly, the people that lobbied for that signature are the people that are afraid of Buhari. I don't need to tell you that he's out for them. I hear last year, is cry after cry, shout after shout about the removal of Yoruba people from Aso Rock. Let me tell you why that happened. Buhari lost the polling unit in Aso Rock, so he doesn't trust people. He may likely have the voice record of all the calls they ever made. Just doing that, he is cleaning house, and he's after everyone that sponsored the campaign of Atiku Abubakar. Anyone that is known will be suffering it. That was why they released Showore. If not, I'm not sure they will release him, because Buhari will never, he doesn't care. But the same people that signed that document for Showore are never going to sign it for you. It's not going to happen. Israel is, the owners of Israel are co-owners of Nigeria. As long as they still control our currency, as long as they are oil corporations, they are mining firms, as long as they keep getting our resources, controlling us from the city of London, Washington, D.C., and Geneva in Switzerland. These three cities are vital. In fact, they decide what happens, what goes in Nigeria and what doesn't. They will debase your currency when they want, do to you whatever they like. As long as those people keep getting those resources, they are not going to help you. If you look very well, most people don't know. I want to show you something. I want to show some people something, which I believe you know. Hold on. Let me get this photo. This is old Nigerian coin. My people, I'm showing you people this. This is old Nigerian coin. This is the back of the coin. It says Federation of Nigeria, 1959. That thing there is not a star, is not the Star of David, it's the Star of Renfan. If you don't know it, maybe you should do your own research and consult people. Don't take my words for it. But everything I am saying here is factual. When I'm giving opinion, I will tell you it's an opinion. And at the end of the day, if anyone can prove a single thing that I said here to be false, I will do whatever anyone tells me, including joining IPOB and becoming a follower of the Jewish faith, of Judaism. That money, that people, that thing you see at the back is the same thing on the flag of Israel. And as at then, they've already established the state of Israel in Palestine. They call it a promised land. Yeah, it's a promised land, but it wasn't promised to them by any God. It was a promise made to the Rothschilds. The document that gave them that land is the Balfour Declaration. It was the Balfour Declaration that gave them that land, not any God. The same people have not left Nigeria. They still control the currency. The northern part of Nigeria is basically owned by them. As you always teach people that Nigeria is a British company, but I want to explain to our people who the shareholders are. Britain has never been an independent country since they fought Napoleon. The Battle of 1812 at Waterloo, Napoleon lost the war. Then the forebearer, the informant of Nathan Rothschild, came and gave him the news in London that they've defeated Napoleon because there was no way to relay information. The British army, the British army, the official messenger came 2 days later, but before then, Nathan Rothschild has gone to the front of the London Stock Exchange and told them that Napoleon has won the war, that they should dump all of his workers should dump their British government stock. They dumped their stocks. Then from behind, he bought it a penny on $10. So 48 hours later, the British rider, the king's the rider, the official rider of the monarchy, came and gave the news that actually the British defeated Napoleon. By then, those people have sold their stocks. Nathan Rothschild, that was how he got control of the British bank till this day. Bank of England. Bank of England still controls Nigeria. As long as the Bank of England still controls Nigeria, that means the Rothschilds still control Nigeria and they own Israel. Going to are smart, they're intelligent, they can't trust us. If they could trust us, they wouldn't have merged us together. They wouldn't have slanted the playing field. They would have, if they could control us, they would have left us as a people cohesively. They know the wars they fought. You know many battles that we fought against them. 1812, Africa was partitioned officially for the last time in 1884-85 in the Congo Conference. Funny, isn't it? A conference that was held in Germany without any African sitting on the table was named the Congo Conference. Now they named it Berlin Conference because it was raising a lot of dust. People started mocking them. How could it be a Congo Conference when it wasn't held in Congo and no African was there? You already know how Niger Dog came. British West Africa, you already know the history. All those wars, all those battles, everything you see, everything that happened from slavery to colonization, everything was the British monarchy and the House of Rothschild are joined at the hip. So how would the British, the Israelis help you get independence from Nigeria when the person that basically built the Knesset, the building was built wholly by the Rothschilds? You have a copy of the Balfour Declaration as the founding document that established Israel. It is not in Israel. It's in the cabinet of Jacob Rothschild. It's in the video there. Go and check his interview on YouTube. You will see it. So how are they going to help you? They will not. This thing is killing our people. A lot of people are dumb. Look at what's happening in Iraq and Iran. Now they still make it as if it's America and Iran. No, it's now America and Iraq, not Iran. They thought by assassinating that man in Iraq that it would send them, Iraq and Iran, to war, so they will have an excuse to keep on arming Iraq like they did before. But the people now know better. They didn't fall for it. To the extent that Iraq voted to expel them from their land, Trump threatened them with sanction. Why would you threaten someone with sanction when you say you are just helping the person? What type of help would you force me? The resources of Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Syria, Somalia, Venezuela, North Korea, the same people who want the control over those things are the same people sponsoring the Nigerian government, and they are the same people who own Israel. So it's not going to work. What are we going to do from now moving forward? Please fold up the flag. Explain to our people. I loved it. I was very happy the day I saw you and Omoyele Sowore before you went to Nigeria. That meeting alone sent fear down their spines. They became threatened for the first time. They saw an actual threat, not because Sowore is calling for separation of the Yoruba nation from the Nigerian entity. No. They know that if Sowore's movement goes deep and cut across every line, the masses will wake up and the ruling class will lose. I called for that meeting as soon as you were released from prison. IPOB members called me names. They insulted me. I insulted them back. We've thrown insults back and forth. We've been returning insults, exchanging insults. What has it benefited us? Nothing. When you called for the boycott of voters registration, I kicked against it. They insulted me. You called for the boycott of the Anambra election. I told you people, don't do this. Let Obiano, even if he's going to win, let him work for it. Let him beg for the vote. That if you boycott it, the people who are supposed to vote against him will stay home. And only Obiano supporters would go to the polls. Guess what? That was how it happened. And I told them that if Obiano wins this on his own, that he will owe anybody nothing. He will owe anybody nothing. He will rule like he chooses. He will rule any way he chooses because he has no political favor to return to anyone. That thing is going to be counterproductive. Yes, people will be happy that they boycotted it. Often Saturday, I say, after the Sarah, what next? As you can see, everything has proven me to be right. Not once have I told IPOB members what will happen, and it didn't happen. And if I'm wrong at the end of that, I'll come and apologize. Guess what? I was not wrong. I've never been wrong, not once. And they just decided to pretend as if it didn't happen. And this is what is killing us. Let's face the facts. Let's face reality. Biafra is not coming in the next 20. The Iranians unfurled their flag of doom. They had that flag all this while. That flag has been flying in Persia for ages. A lot of people are following that thing without knowing what's going on. It is Saudi Arabia and Israel. They don't want any strong country around them. Please go and listen to General Wesley Clark. He outlined it. How many countries, Democrat in the US House of Congress, he nailed it in the 90s. He was expelled from Congress because of that, over lies. Those guys have been right all along. Iraq did not take part in 9/11. Iran didn't. Afghanistan didn't either. 15 of the 19 hijackers are from Saudi Arabia. And some of them have been found to be alive. Go and check this too. So whatever happens that day, it has to do more with Israel and Saudi Arabia, because a day before 9/11, Joe Biden transferred $100,000 to one of the masterminds of the 9/11 attack. Go to Justin Burmas on YouTube. The documents are there. Till date, FBI is the U.S. Justice Department is preventing the families of the victims of 9/11 from seeing documents that they sealed, which implicates Saudi Arabia. They think it's just Saudi Arabia. No, Israel is involved also. Before the first plane hit the tower, there were Israelis that were filming the attack before it happened. And as soon as it happened, they were high-fiving each other. The video is done on YouTube. Go and check it. Like I said, if a single thing I said happens to be false, I will join IPOB tomorrow and I will convert to Judaism. I swear. They were arrested and let go. Even though the US skies were on lockdown, they were allowed to leave. The Bin Laden family were picked up and sent to Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, they are business partners of the Bush family. These same people. That man they killed is not supposed to be vilified by members of the IPOB. If anything, they should hope that they find someone like that who will put fears in the hearts of the enemies. That man destroyed the Taliban. He destroyed Al-Qaeda. He destroyed ISIS. He destroyed Al-Nusra, which is another name for Al-Qaeda in Syria. He destroyed them all. They are all Sunni extreme groups. You cannot show me a single attack the Shiites have committed since 9/11, or even before that, other than counter attacks after they were being attacked by these people. No one, I know that exactly because I've been with members of the intelligence. I mean, Syria, Iraq. The documents are there in the open. Israel is not going to help you. Israel is not going to help you. They are not your friends. He that is enslaving you will never give you freedom. If they could help you, why are those guys still in prison? We change and you take a new direction, which was what I said when you left prison, when you were released. The day you came to Enugu, if you remember, all the members of Nnamdi were shivering. They were quaking in their boots. Nyanwodo felt it hot. The people gave them a piece of their minds because they believed that they found a savior who will stand up to these people, that if he could stand up to Buhari, he could still stand up to these people. But you dropped the ball. You should have kept everything about Biafra referendum and anything in the cooler and secure the homeland first. If we don't secure the homeland, by the time you go to war outside, the people left behind will sell you out, which was what Ohanaeze Ndigbo did. Ohanaeze Ndigbo as a group has more hand in what happened to you than any person you can think of. I said that the next move should be dislodging Ohanaeze Ndigbo. They are the people, they are power with that they are not elected. But wherever they go, the politics of the Southeast shifts. That was a clear opportunity to tell the people in Abuja that these guys are irrelevant. Why do you think Femi Fani-Kayode was cutting you? Why do you think Ayo Fayoṣe was cutting you then? Ever since you left Nigeria, how many times has Arifayoshe called you? He will only wait for an opportunity he will exploit. Just like Femi Fani-Kayode, he's a sycophant. Those guys can't help you. They won't help you. For the sake of the people in prison, you defer calling for Biafran referendum. Tell everyone, pack up guys, go home, let us go deal with our traitors. What happened to Senator Iko Ekweremadu? I support it. I called for it first. Immediately they declared IPOB a terrorist organization. I made a video and told IPOB guys, since these people in Abuja couldn't do it, tell them that they are not welcomed anywhere in Europe. Since they stopped you from participating in Nigeria, wait for them abroad. They can't do without going abroad. You could have followed their children to school with science. Don't hurt anybody. Embarrass them in the presence of their schoolmates or their friends in Europe, in America, everywhere you see them. If they believe that their family are threatened, not with violence, those kids can't handle stress. You send them into depression, their parents have. So I was in support of what happened to Ekweremadu. I called for it first. I'm not your enemy, but I know the end of that struggle, where it's going to end. As far as the powers of Europe still remains, please, you cannot undo what they did in Berlin. It has to be undone by the people they will use to fight us. Boko Haram is not linked to Iran. Boko Haram is linked to Saudi Arabia. Those guns the herdsmen are using to kill our people, if you want the people that gave it to them, it's Israel, it's Saudi Arabia, it's the CIA, it's the Five Eyes Alliance. Go and check Project Timber Sycamore. It was the rat line that ran guns from Eastern Europe, from Bulgaria exactly. Then some factories in Romania. They ran guns from there and shipped them to Syria, Libya, and some to Iraq. If those guns have serial number, you will see that the ones Boko Haram are using are the same thing. They came from the same factory as the ones in Libya, and they shipped them in through Niger Republic and Chad. Guess what? There are 2 U.S. military bases in those places, and there are U.S. military bases in all the places ISIS occupied, including Idlib, including Duma. Same people run all those things. They will not help you. It's called the Yunan strategy. They are going to use you only for the Yunan strategy. And as long as they can use you to threaten Nigeria, believe me, Buhari will give them what they want and let everybody suffer. I know him. I've seen the man speak. I've seen him up close. I know who he is. He is not unreasonable. He is just paranoid. Contact people like Allen Onyama again. And that's how some man, I don't know his name, he came with. Let them go and meet with some businessmen. Go to Abuja, let them meet. In exchange for dropping anything Biafra for now, all the people they held in prison will be released. And when they are released, as acts of good faith, goodwill, Igbo businessmen should come together. Senator Ifeanyi Ubah would help. Call his friends, Atoeze and co. Those guys, as they are coming, empower them 50,000 or 100,000 each. It won't kill them. They can afford it. Let them start a new life. In exchange for this, those guys are the most productive age we have. Families are crying. They are fathers. Those who were not yet fathers when they were arrested are supposed to be fathers by now. Their children, how are they doing? Who is taking care of their aged parents? They are crying. For each person there is a wife somewhere grieving. There is a father, there is a mother There are kids, children suffering, going to school, coming back every day, seeing the fathers of their friends, and they can't see theirs. Their moms only go twice or once a year to visit them. If you think shame and personal ego is worth it, believe me, you have no love for them. Hear this and hear it clearly. Do this, and if they offer you that thing, take it. Buhari, I know, would take it. Nobody, no president wants to have a destabilized society to rule over, no matter what they tell you, no matter what you think. When you do it, they will have no excuse to keep soldiers in our land. They are frightening our people. Our people are being frightened. Business is no longer moving. How many checkpoints? There are US military bases everywhere in Africa. As long as those bases exist, any region that tends to give the president problem, he will want to preemptively prevent it by filling that region with soldiers. And they have order to shoot. They have order to shoot. They are not kidding. It's time to extend this hand. You can call it olive branch. Do it, and your name will remain praised forever. Even people who don't agree with you will know that you made a nice move. Believe me, no reasonable person will kick against this. As a sign of goodwill, you are not supposed to be away from the burial of your mother. No, you are not. In exchange, you could use this as an opening. Everyone will go home. We'll forget it like it never happened. Then we come back home and deal with our traitors. If you don't do this, a group will emerge. That group will offer that resolution. They will offer that plan to Buhari, and if anyone manages to free those people, you will have a civil hand on your hand, a civil war on your hand. If those people come out with the help of others, you will have a civil war on your hand. Let's defend our land. The herdsmen you are talking about, like I told you, if you notice, they don't speak Hausa, they speak French and their native tongues. Why? Because those are fighters that were brought in. Just like in Syria, the people fighting the Syrian government are not Syrians. Those people, they pay them heavily. How many cells did the police bust up last year in major cities in Nigeria in the open? Those people that were in chains, what do you think they are going to do? They will brainwash them enough. They are molesting them. They are breaking them with torture. So when they put them in the field, they give them guns, they'll be paying them in dollars. That's why none of them speak. And those people they caught, you hear where they say they were from? Some from Burkina Faso, some Mali, some Central African Republic. All of them speak French to tell you that those are the herdsmen. The same people. It's time to secure our land and deal with our traitors. I don't know if this message will get to you or not, but if it doesn't, it's okay. It's fine. I hope the leadership of IPOB Turkey will make this message get to you. Sleep over it, think about it, and see if people will not sing your praise forever. Thank you, everyone. Whoa, man, we are done on this on YouTube, man. What's up, guys, on YouTube? What's going on? Mazi, face your calling. You can send Okaka your follower. The years to come, until we are ready. It was a part of the plan Mao made. So you can wait, delay it, whatever you're planning. Let it be when you are ready. You have nothing, you have no food. The whole place is broken. Can a hungry person go to war? It's not going to happen. Who will tell you the truth will tell you. So if you love your members in prison, remember these are people's children. It is easy for you to be in the comfort of your home and say this, that, that. But you dare not go there and get arrested. Why don't you go? Why don't you? You are in a safe place just like me. You're in a safe place just like me. Guys, thank you for joining me. Don't mind all these morons. Guys, please subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed, and turn on the notification bell. I hope to see you soon.